Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel, and today we're going to be talking about YouTube, and specifically for those of you who are beginners to YouTube, this is everything that you're going to want to know before you even start filming to ensure that you're building a channel that you absolutely love producing content for, and to ensure that you have a channel that ends up being successful. If you're a new babe on YouTube, the first piece of advice I could give you is that you need to set a realistic goal for the growth of your channel. And what I mean by that is to set a time frame by which you want to produce content for YouTube and stick to it. YouTube is not a get-rich-quick scheme. It is something that you have to put a lot of work into for an estimated period of time, because that's how long it's going to take you to grow on YouTube. Some of the most successful YouTubers out there, they will all say that they've been doing it for a year, 2, 3, 4. It's very rare to see a YouTuber who's just blown up in just 1 year. You're really going to have to put your head down and continues to pump out content for you to really see the growth that you want to see on your channel. I highly recommend that you do 1 year. That's a good amount of time for you, one, to figure out whether you even like doing YouTube. You could start producing content for YouTube and realize, you know what, I'm not about that life. I don't really want to do this. This is exhausting. It's a lot more work than I was expecting, or I really just don't enjoy being on camera, and you might want to produce content in a different way. 1 year is also a good amount of time for you to actually see growth on your channel. It takes a while for YouTube to really pick up your content and for you to really start cracking into the algorithm. To give yourself a realistic goal will help you stay committed. And that's exactly what I did. I've been producing content on YouTube for a couple years. I've had some videos that have blown up and done really well, but then I was never consistent with it. So in 2020, I decided, hey, I'm gonna commit and produce content consistently for 1 year. And if I don't think that I'm really growing on YouTube, then I'm gonna go off and do something else. Number 2, make a commitment to be consistent. And if there's nothing else that you take from this video, I promise you this is the most important thing that you're going to hear from me today. The key to being successful on YouTube is producing content consistently. There are so many YouTubers out there who are giving tons and tons of different advice, and a lot of it conflicts. Niche, don't niche. Produce long titles, don't do long titles. Tags matter, tags don't matter. There's so much conflicting advice out there, but the one thing I know is absolutely for sure, and that is that YouTube rewards consistency. And it makes perfect sense, because one of my biggest pet peeves is that if I find a YouTuber and I really enjoy their content, and then I go into their channel, I check out what videos they have, the first thing I do is to see when was the last time they produced a new video. And if I go there and I see it was 6 months ago, I'm super disappointed. I realize, like, okay, this person does not produce consistently, and I don't know if I want to bother subscribing, because I have no idea the next time they're actually going to produce new content. I don't know if they've quit. I don't know if they've decided to move on to something else, or maybe they're going to come back. I have no idea. So one of the most important things to YouTube is to ensure that they don't want to send people your way if you are not actually committed to this. YouTube likes commitment. They're not afraid of commitment. It wants to know you're going to produce content consistently. So that is one of the most important things. Also keep in mind that consistency is different than frequency. If you've produced 4 videos for YouTube, do not throw all 4 videos up and publish them at the same time. Instead, take those 4 videos and spread them out over a consistent period of time. YouTube does not reward the quantity of videos that you put on there, but the consistency by which you put them out. So you take those 4 videos and you publish them once a day, once a week, once a month. It would rather send people your way than someone who threw up 4 videos all at the same time. This is the third thing that you need to do if you're going to stay consistent and build a channel that you absolutely love, and that is to do your research. If you want to be successful on YouTube, you really need to learn about it. You're not going to keep producing content for a channel that is not doing well. If you want to love the channel that you produce, let's be honest, human nature is that you're going to want to see it be successful. You want to see that people are subscribing. You want to see people are watching. And if you're not getting the views you need, if you're not getting picked up in the algorithm because you didn't do your research and you didn't study how to get picked up, then you're going to get discouraged and disappointed. And that's what I really want you to avoid, because that is one of the biggest things and problems about YouTube, is that there is millions of YouTubers out there. I really hate when people say literally, and it's not actually literally, but in this case, there are literally millions of YouTubers out there who are producing content, but so many of them give up. They don't see the success that they want right away, and they're not getting the views that they want, and so they quit. So if you want to have a channel that you absolutely adore, then do your research, put in the time and the effort, commit to this, and study search engine optimization, study tags, look at titles, learn how to make really nice thumbnails. If you put up some janky looking thumbnail, no one's going to click on that. So you're going to have to do tons of research to understand the YouTube algorithm and understand all the mechanics and all the technology and everything that you need to do to produce good YouTube videos so that you have success. Number 4, this is so important for you to really build a channel that you love, and that is to understand that your uniqueness is your superpower. There is so much content out there, and it's so hard to break through all of the noise and to be able to get the views that you want to see on your channel. I'm going to give you an illustration. If anyone watches the show Bridgerton, anyone? No? Okay. If you don't watch Bridgerton, insert, I don't know, The Bachelor. I don't actually like that show, but it will also give you the proper illustration that I'm looking for. Okay, so we're at a beautiful ball. The Duke has just walked into the room, and there are tons of these beautiful women all trying to get his attention. YouTube is the Duke. That is exactly what is happening on an everyday basis. There are tons of YouTubers, all of the ladies, who are trying to get the Duke's attention. And the only way for the Duke to make a decision of who he wants to even spend a moment with is for him to find someone who is unique, who's doing something different, who stands out, because everyone's doing great content, everyone's producing awesome stuff out there, but to be able to be singled out for your channel to blow up, for you to get the subscribers that you want, is that you have to be unique. There's nobody who looks like you unless you're a twin, but there's nobody who has your experiences, your professional background, your cultural background. These are all important for you to stand out on YouTube. And it doesn't even matter if people are producing the same content. Look what I'm doing right now. There are tons of people out there producing information about how to do well on YouTube. But is anybody else using Bridgerton examples? Probably not. So somebody might want to watch my version of YouTube advice than other people's because they might relate to something that I am saying. And there's other people who might not care for my Bridgerton reference, and that's totally okay too, and they will watch somebody else. Your uniqueness is your superpower. Be authentic, be unique. You can study other YouTubers, that's totally okay. If you want to pick up on their habits of success, if you want to find what kind of tools and information they might be able to provide to you to help you be successful, but don't copy anyone. Don't mimic anyone, be yourself, because YouTube audiences will reward authenticity. The 5th thing that you should be doing to really produce a YouTube channel that you love and that's going to end up being successful, and that is find your topic sweet spot. If you're here watching this video, is because you want to produce content for YouTube and you probably already have an idea. If you don't already know what you want to talk about, I did produce a video talking about some of the biggest trends and niches on YouTube that will probably really do well in 2021. But I highly recommend, regardless of what you pick, that you pick something that you're absolutely passionate about. Find something that you absolutely love talking about and then you can talk about for hours, and that should be the thing that you should be producing for YouTube. Now, when it comes to whether to niche or not niche, there's kind of a spectrum of topics, and what you have is that you're going to be either on one end where you're going to niche down, or you're going to be on the other end, which is usually like vloggers who kind of just talk about everything and anything. Now, if you're just starting out on YouTube and you're a beginner, it's really hard to start on this end of things. If you're just talking about everything and anything, it's really hard for YouTube to pick up what key topics you're talking about, and therefore it doesn't really know who to send to your channel. Also, you're just a new babe on YouTube. You don't know for sure exactly what your style is or what you want to talk about or how you want to talk about it. So you don't want to put yourself in this tiny little box. You don't want to be over here where you're just completely niching down and you put yourself in this tiny little box and you're not able to explore other things. It's really important that if you're just starting on YouTube, take the time to explore topics. You can pick maybe 3 different topics that you like, or you can pick one topic that you like, but talk about it in 3 different ways. For example, I don't know, soccer. I actually don't know that much about soccer, but that's what popped into my head. You could be talking about FIFA the video game, you could be talking about different soccer moves, or you could be talking about soccer players. Like, there's different ways that you can be talking about soccer. So don't put yourself in this tiny little box that you feel like you can't talk about anything, but also don't be so broad that YouTube has a really hard time trying to figure you out and figure out who to even send to your channel. Try to find that topic niche sweet spot where you can produce the content that you absolutely love and you really enjoy. You haven't put yourself too much in a box, but you are not talking about everything in the world that nobody knows really why they should subscribe to your channel. And this is the last thing that I think you should know before you start your YouTube channel, and that is to organize and plan out your videos. Before you even turn on that camera or set up anything, make sure that you plan everything out, because One of the big reasons that you're going to get discouraged on YouTube is that realizing the big process that it takes to film videos, to edit the videos, to create the thumbnails, and all of that, it's a lot of work. You're going to realize that it probably takes hours and hours of your time. One of the ways to make sure that you're just not meandering about whenever you are recording a video or you're not just ranting is to plan it all out. So before I even came to you today, I planned out my 6 points that I wanted to talk to you about today. I drafted a little bit of script that, of course, that I can play off of and I can improv with, but I generally know what I'm going to say to you before I even set up my camera. So it's really important for you to be super efficient. The way that you're not going to get discouraged is if you are very organized. You plan everything out. Take the time to plan out your topics, create a schedule. Each time you're getting ready to shoot a video, plan that video out. You should have ideas for weeks to come of what kind of content you're going to produce. If you plan out your videos, this also helps you know what kind of shots you want to take, where do you want to set up, what time of day you want to set up, because you know exactly what time the sun is going to go down and it's roughly how long it's going to take you to get those shots. It's super, super important that you organize yourself so that you don't get discouraged by this process and you feel that everything is going really efficiently and smoothly. If you're hitting all these bumps in the road, if you're tripping yourself up, if this is taking hours and hours on end, you're going to give up, and I don't want you to give up. So it's really important that if you're going to build a YouTube channel that you love and that's successful, make sure that you are organized yourself and you plan everything out. And that's it. Those are the 6 things I think you really need to do before you even start shooting or filming for your YouTube channel. It's so important for you to get off on the right foot and to start your YouTube channel off properly. I really want you to build a YouTube channel that you absolutely love and that you're not going to get discouraged or quit on within a couple of weeks. If you have any other YouTube topics that you would love me to cover, please leave it in the comments below. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next week. YouTube is not a get rich quick scheme. Oh my gosh. Get rich quick. Number 3, and this is one of the most important things. Number 3, here's my tip number 3. All right, so you're passionate. It's so difficult. What I mean, blah, blah, blah. And what's the word I'm looking for? Oh my gosh, what's that word? I don't like it. I don't like it. Where am I going with this? If you follow these 6 steps, blah, blah, blah. If you're new to my channel, my name is Tasia and I am a content specialist. No, that's not what I am. Close.